What is up, guys, and welcome back. We have the latest updates on the Milliken fishing arrest/scandal, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so this is obviously starting to blow up on social media. I see it all over Facebook, all over TikTok, all over YouTube. Everybody's getting in on this. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of misinformation. I kind of been digging a little bit and found a little bit more info for you guys. I've seen some people in the comments like acting like I don't know what the date is because I was talking about February of this year, which was earlier this year, obviously, the beginning of the year. For some reason, people are thinking that I don't realize it's December. Well, you guys are stupid because this happened back in February. Like, the incident that he's being charged for happened back in February. Sometimes that's how it goes. You don't typically always just get arrested right after you commit a crime or whatever. But yeah, Texas has this program called ShareLunker, and basically it's if you catch a 13+ pound bass, you're like, you turn it in and you're entered to win like some prize money, basically. Man, that's crazy. Because like here, I'm from West Virginia. We have like, you know, citations, fish and stuff, and like there's like a master angler award, but we don't have 13-pound bass, so we very rarely even have 10-pound bass. So I think you only need like a 20-inch largemouth here to get a citation or something. It's ridiculous. Honestly, ridiculously easy. There's lots of 20-inch fish around here, but honestly, you catch something, you know, 7-8 pounds around here, you've got an absolute freaking monster. They don't really get 13 pounds around here. Actually, they just don't. I don't even think our state record's that big. But anyways, Milliken caught a fish that was over 13 pounds, turned it into the ShareLunker program, assuming trying to get the money, and also, you know, trying to probably get some press and stuff. And he must have realized when he was filling out the documentation to enter this fish that he didn't have his fishing license. And honestly, it's kind of looking like he maybe just forgot to get his license, which is crazy to me. Like, I kind of understand it. Like, if you fish a lot of states and stuff and you forget one, but like your home state, I live like literally on the border of 3 states pretty much. So like I every year instantly get 3 licenses. Like, so it's almost impossible to forget. And then I travel all over the place. I usually get a New York license, I get a Canadian license, I get a Florida license, I get a Georgia license, I get a North Carolina license. Usually have like a Tennessee license. I never don't have my licenses though, so it's hard for me to understand how someone who does this professionally would forget to renew, especially from their home state. But that being said, it can happen. Like, maybe you just forgot what date you got it. Like, who knows? Caught that fish back on February 8th. Turned it in. They're saying he knowingly falsified the documents. That must be maybe someone ratted. Maybe he like let someone know that he didn't have his license or whatever. And when he turned it in, it you know, then he hurried up and went and bought it because he ended up buying it after he caught the fish, and that's why he's being charged. Now they're calling it tournament fraud. Fishing tournament fraud is what they're charging him with, and they're calling it that because there is money involved. So he wasn't technically fishing a tournament. He was just out recreationally fishing. Caught this fish, realized it was a giant. You know, obviously he probably weighed it. Well, he did weigh it. And then he sent it in for this ShareLunker program to get his name out there even more and potentially win some money. And that's where the issue is, because he didn't have his license while he did that. I don't know, man. The way they're making it seem like as he knowingly did it, I'm betting that like he probably did realize after he sent it in that he didn't have it. So then he went and bought it. That's my guess is what happened. Seems kind of innocent, but because there's money involved, he's kind of getting drugged through the ringer here. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to put myself in that position. Like, I would have probably went out and bought my license right after too, because like, for one, I would need it. For two, like, I mean, it seems like in the moment, it seems like the right thing to do to like hurry up and send your money in. And it is kind of funny because it costs the same amount of money. It's not like if you buy the license later in the year, you're still paying full price for the whole year. So like, well, no, I guess in Texas, it's from the date you purchase it to the date it expires on the same date next year. So yeah, that is interesting though, because like in my state, it's from like the beginning of the year, January 1st. So like theoretically, if you bought it later, it should cover, but it wouldn't. But yeah, this is. Everyone's blown this up for sure. I mean, they're making him seem like he cheated in a tournament. That's not what happened. That's not at all what happened. But what's scary is they could potentially stop him from getting a fishing license in that state, and potentially other states as well, what I'm seeing and hearing, which that would be insane. He'd have to fish private water to get content. I really doubt any of that's going to happen. This honestly seems like it was kind of an honest mistake on his part. So I don't know if he's gonna have to get a lawyer or whatever for this, but it would be if they literally tried to like strip him of his license and everything over this. I don't know. I don't even think he won any money. Like, if he would have won money and then acted like he had his license, that would definitely be a bigger deal. But I think it was more just like, hey, someone probably was like, hey, you should, like, he probably caught the fish. Someone was probably like, dang, that thing's huge, you should enter it into this ShareLunker program. And that's probably what he went and did. And then he probably realized, like, oh crap, because on it was probably asking for his fishing license on the form. He's probably like, crap, do I have my license? And he probably looked it up, realized he didn't have it, got his license, and then probably still sent it in. And that's how they got him, which I get it. And apparently they double check all that stuff to make sure the fish was caught legally, and, you know, before, like, legally, and that he was licensed. And that's how they got him. To actually arrest him over this, that seems kind of crazy. I don't really understand it. Like, they're saying because of the money value, there was a possibility of winning up to $10,000 in prizes. So that's why. But, like, he didn't win that. And it wasn't even necessarily his intention to win it. Like, maybe they could say it was his intention to try to win it by sending it in. He never accepted any prize money. So I don't see this ever sticking. Because if you actually look at all the tournament anglers who cheated, the ones who didn't accept prize money and were, like, turned in or turned themselves in before they ever accepted money literally got off pretty much scot-free. And those were all way bigger deals than this. So what I think this is because of all the huge cheating scandals and stuff that has been happening over the last few years. They're trying to maybe make an example of someone with a big name like Milliken, because, I mean, he's got over 500,000 subs. He's got some multi-million view videos, and he's been making a name for himself in the bass fishing tournament world. So, like, I could really see that, they just want to kind of make an example of him. So, but it doesn't seem fair. Doesn't seem fair, especially if he just happened to forget to get his license, and yeah, this all kind of just blew up in his face, and not what he was intending to do. He did say he was going to make a statement. He did make a statement the other day on Facebook and Instagram. I think I talked a little bit about that in the last video, but here are the posts that he made. I'll just go ahead and read them again too. So this is what he released on Facebook and Instagram. By now, some of you have heard of, well, he misspelled some stuff on here. I'm gonna go and, like, fix his misspellings here. By now, some of you have heard of the recent legal issue I'm facing for an incident last February. This issue is due to a complete misunderstanding and unrelated to any elite series or local fishing tournament I've participated in. In fact, the incident arose while I was recreationally fishing and not in a tournament at all. I very much look forward to creating videos explaining the entire situation, but due to ongoing investigation, it's best I wait. In the meantime, I'm going to continue working 7 days a week to film and produce the best fishing content possible to help spread my love of the outdoors and promote the sport of fishing to as many people possible. Thank you all for your patience and understanding. And honestly, that was a good post to make. I mean, he addresses it, but also doesn't want to interfere or make it look like that he's, trying to mess with the investigation going on. And he's kind of waiting to see how this all unfolds, and he's going to release a statement, which is smart. Honestly, it sounds like he may have just made a stupid mistake that kind of got him in the spotlight, but I don't necessarily think this is going to be bad for him unless they do ban him from fishing tournaments, which I don't know. I mean, if he gets actually charged with tournament fraud, it's probably going to be hard for him to fish tournaments, even though he wasn't technically fishing a tournament that he got charged for the fraud. It honestly kind of doesn't really make any sense, but potentially it could mess up his tournament fishing career. But as far as his social media presence and his channel, I mean, like, there's a lot of people making videos, like how I'm making a video right now. A lot of people are talking about this, and everybody's wanting to hear from him. So when he finally starts to release his side of all this, it's going to blow up and probably go crazy, and he's probably going to get a crap ton of views. And it's going to be a topic that he's going to be able to talk about for a while. And you can already see a lot of the people that are already supporting him. Like, they haven't even heard his side of the story. And a lot of his fans and stuff are already supporting him, which, it's not my place to talk about his character or anything, but the fact that his fan base is so supportive makes me think that he's, kind of a good guy, and he just made a mistake, and he's kind of getting screwed and kind of tossed in the fire here. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Comment below. Do you think that it was just an honest mistake? Do you think that the state of Texas is kind of taking it too far, trying to make an example out of him? Or do you think that he deserves all this? Do you think it's going to be a big deal? Do you think they're going to let him continue to fish tournaments? I don't know. It's pretty crazy stuff. Crazy. There's so many people around me here that never even get their fishing license and never get freaking stopped and just do it year after year. It's insane. Texas ain't messing around. No, they trying to go after him, man.